Connecting to the MySQL server using command options. The section describes use of command line options to specify how to establish connections to the MySQL server for clients such as MySQL or MySQL dump. For information on establishing connections using URI like connection strings or key value pairs for clients such as MySQL shell, you can check out the section 4.2.5. Connecting to the server using the URI like string or key value pairs. For additional information, you can check out the troubleshooting problems connecting to MySQL link. For a client program to connect to the MySQL server, it must use the proper connection parameters such as the name of the host where the server is running and the username and password of your MySQL account. Each connection parameter has a default value, but you can override default values as necessary using program options specified either on the command line or in an option file. The examples here use the MySQL client program, but the principles apply to other clients such as MySQL dump, MySQL admin, and MySQL show. This command invokes MySQL without specifying any explicit connection parameters, just MySQL. And if you go here, if you have installed the MySQL 8.0 command line client, pretty much the only thing here requiring is you just type in your password and you can sign in. Let me see. Because there are no parameter options, the default values apply. The default host name is localhost. On Unix, this has a special meaning as described later. The default user name is OBC in Windows, or your Unix login name on Windows. In our case is, since we have installed the MySQL workbench, our username is local just root. So we have that. No password is sent. No password is sent because neither double hyphen password nor hyphen lower key letter P is given. For MySQL, the first non-option argument is taken as the amount of the default database. Because there is no such as argument, MySQL selects no default database. To specify the host name and username explicitly as well as password, supply appropriate options on the command line. To select a default database, add a database name argument. Examples: we have the MySQL space double hyphen host equal sign localhost space double hyphen user equal sign my name space double hyphen password equal sign password space, and then you will type in your password. And the way that we do is MySQL space hyphen lowercase letter h for host space localhost space hyphen lowercase letter u for user space, then in my case would be root, and then space hyphen lowercase p space, and then your password. This is not a recommended way of using the hyphen lowercase p and then password together. It has a security risk, obviously. For password options, the password value is optional. If you use a double hyphen password or the hyphen lowercase letter p option and specify a password value, there must be no space between the double hyphen password equal or the hyphen lowercase letter p and the password following. So they're talking about this one. If you use a double hyphen password or the hyphen p but do not specify a password value, and remember this has to be hyphen lowercase letter p, the client program prompts you to enter the password. The password is not displayed as you enter it. This is more secure than giving the password on the command line, which might enable other users on your system to use the password line by executing a command such as the lowercase letters ps. So always the recommended way is to, this is the MySQL command line, but if we go here and let's go for the command prompt, and it's gonna be just MySQL hyphen u, then my username is root hyphen p, it has to be lowercase letter p. So let's type the uppercase letter p, and then let's see what happens. So error, option hyphen p requires an argument, so it has to be lowercase letter p. and then we just type in our password, so like that, and we are gonna be able to log in. So that is that. Okay, if you use a double hyphen password or lowercase, hyphen lowercase letter p, but do not specify a password value, the client program prompts you to enter your password. The password is not displayed as you entered. This is more secure than giving the password on the command line, which might enable other users. Okay, so we saw that, and you can check out the end user guidelines for the password security. So this is the link to explicitly specify that there is no password and that the client program should not prompt for one. Use the double hyphen skip hyphen password option. As mentioned, including the password value on the command line is a security risk. To avoid this risk, specify the double hyphen password or the hyphen lowercase letter p, as we saw moments ago, option without any following password value. So, and the way that we would do it is we would use the second one, MySQL space. Right now I'm not using hyphen lowercase letter h because I'm not using a host. I have MySQL installed in my own laptop. Then, but if we would be working with another laptop where we have the host, we will have to type MySQL space hyphen lowercase letter h space localhost. Well, you have to type the name of your local host, in that case space hyphen lowercase letter u, and then you would type in your username. That would, in my case, would be root space hyphen lowercase letter p space. Yeah, pretty much you don't have to write anything after the hyphen p because it's gonna prompt you for your password. So when the double hyphen password or the hyphen lowercase letter p option is given with no password value, the client program prints a prompt and waits for you to enter the password. And we already saw these examples, but we are going into more detail here. In these examples, my DB is not interpreted as a password because it is separated from the preceding password option by a space. In some systems, the library routine that MySQL uses to prompt for a password automatically limits the password to 8 characters. That limitation is a property of the system library, not MySQL. Internally, MySQL does not have any limit for the length of the password. To work around the limitation on systems affected by it, specify your password in an option, in which we can check out the section 4.2.2.2 using options file. So this is the link. Another workaround is to change your MySQL password to a value that has 8 or fewer characters, but that has the disadvantage that shorter passwords tend to be less secure. Client programs determine what type of connection to make as follows. If the host is not specified or is localhost, a connection to the localhost occurs. On Windows, the client connects using shared memory if the server was started with the shared memory system variable enabled to support shared memory connections. On Unix, MySQL programs did the host name, localhost especially, in a way that is likely different from what you expect compared to other network-based programs. The client connects using Unix socket file. The double hyphen socket option or the MySQL_Unix_port environment variable may be used to specify the socket name. On Windows, if host is period or TCP/IP is not enabled and double hyphen socket is not specified or the host is empty, the client connects using a name pipe. If the server was started with the name pipe system variable enabled to support name pipe connections, if name pipe connections are not supported, or if the user making the connection is not a member of the Windows group specified by the name pipe full_access_group system variable, an error occurs. Otherwise, the connection uses the TCP/IP. The double hyphen protocol option enables you to use a particular transport protocol even when other options normally result in use of a different protocol. That is, the double hyphen protocol specifies the transport protocol explicitly and overrides the preceding rules even for the local host. Only connection options that are relevant to the selected transport protocol are used or checked. Other connection options are ignored. For example, with the double hyphen host equal sign localhost on Unix, the client attempts to connect to the local server using a Unix socket file, even if a double hyphen port or the hyphen uppercase letter P. So in this case, we're using the uppercase letter P option is given to specify a TCP/IP port number. So that is that. To ensure that the client makes a TCP/IP connection to the local server, use the double hyphen host or the hyphen lowercase letter h to specify a hostname value. So in this case, there's given us the 127.0.0.1 instead of localhost, or the IP address or name of the local server. You can also specify the transport protocol explicitly even for localhost by using the double hyphen protocol = TCP option. And here we have the examples: MySQL space double hyphen host = 127.0.0.1, and we have the other example that would be MySQL space double hyphen protocol = TCP. If the server is configured to accept IPv6 connections, clients can connect to the local server over the IPv6 using double hyphen host = ::1, and you can check out the section 5.1.13 for IPv6 support. On Windows, to force a MySQL client to use a name pipe connection, specify the double hyphen pipe or the double hyphen protocol = pipe option, or specify period as the host name if the server was not started with the name _pipe system variable enabled to support the name hyphen pipe connections, or if the user making the connections is not a member of the Windows group specified by the name _pipe _full access _group system variable, an error occurs. Use the double hyphen socket option to specify the name of the pipe if you do not want to use the default pipe name. Connections to remote servers use the TCP/IP. This command connects to the server running on remote.example.com using the default port number. So it will be the 3306, and this is an example. So we have MySQL space double hyphen host = remote.example.com. So this is an example URL, obviously. To specify a port number explicitly, use the double hyphen port or the hyphen uppercase letter P. So this is different from the password. This is for the port and number. So you do a double hyphen lowercase letters port, or you do your hyphen uppercase letter P option. So you have MySQL space double hyphen host = remote.example.com space double hyphen port = 13306. So we have that. Or instead of double hyphen port, you would just type hyphen and then uppercase letter P. You can specify a port number for connections to a local server too. However, as indicated previously, connections to a local host on Unix use a socket file by default. So unless you force a TCP/IP connection as previously described, any option that specifies a port number is ignored. For this command, the program uses a socket file on Unix, and the double hyphen port option is ignored. So we have the MySQL space double hyphen port = 13306 space double hyphen host = localhost. To cause the port number to be used, force a TCP/IP connection. For example, invoke the program in either of these ways. We have MySQL space double hyphen port = 13306 space double hyphen host = 127.0.0.1, and the other one would be MySQL space double hyphen port = 13306 space double hyphen protocol = in uppercase letter TCP. For additional information about options that control how client programs establish connection to the server, you can check out this link: command options for connecting to the server. It is possible to specify connection parameters without entering them on the command line each time you invoke a client program. Specify the connection parameters in the client section in an option file. The relevant section of the file might look like this. So we have inside brackets the client, and the host would be = host _ name. We have the user = user _ name, and the password = just password. And obviously you have your host name, your username, your password. These are just default examples. For more information, you can check out using options files link. And some connection parameters can be specified using environment variables. Example: to specify the host for MySQL, use MySQL _host. On Windows, to specify the MySQL username, use user. And for a list of supported environment variables, you can check out this link, the section 4.9 environment variables. And we have that for the connecting to the MySQL server using the command options.